how you doing? Well, it's winter time and it is cold, cold, cold in Alaska. But then again, it's Alaska. It's always cold. I ain't got much done in a long time. Been making a hell of a mess. But my lovely wife bought me a nice gold cube right there for my birthday. Nice. Let me go ahead and grab the camera and I'll show you guys what I ended up setting up and why I did it this way. One of the reasons I wanted to set it up like this is garage space to me is at a premium. I stuff every nook and cranny all over the place and I make a mess. There's barely enough room to walk. What I wanted to do was keep it as tucked underneath that bench as far as I could so that when I walked around it wouldn't get in my way to get into the door. Okay, now I've got my gold cube set up. Oh, by the way, I couldn't think of a better place to put my Crony Club sticker than right here on my multi-sluice. I use this piece of equipment more than anything else, and hey, I'm a Crony. My gold prospector space sticker, and I pan for gold with NDV, and of course, Gold Hog, the Gold Hog multi-sluice. Now, I've done this video a couple of different times with gold cubes, but it was always borrowed. And the reason I do it is I'm constantly getting from my friends down there, the other prospectors, you know, 8, 10 of these darn things over a course of a weekend. Some of them be full, some will be 3/4 full, half full. And when you're trying to process that much sand, even with the capture mat, it's just, you're changing everything out too fast. You're just changing everything out too fast. You're going to catch over 90% of your gold up here in the capture matting. But you're going to lose a little bit. And rather than lose it all, you know, and then have to go through the entire 5-gallon bucket again, I've elected to go with the gold cube. That gold cube will catch that last little 10%. Maybe it only catch even 8% of it. And I'll accept 2% loss out of the bottom of all of it. And so far, I'm sure it's not gonna, I haven't seen any losses. And again, I haven't ran it very hard yet either, so I can't say that neither. But there's always a chance, no matter what system you're gonna get, you're gonna end up losing a wee bit of gold. But I had to jack it up in the air. I did buy the bucket flare. Let me get a light on a second. I did buy the bucket flare from, and we'll give them a plug. Yeah, let's see here. Come on, Ray. Oops. Sorry. Excuse me. Columbia River Mining Supplies down in Klamath, Washington. I seen right after, a week after I bought it, the flare, a week after I bought it, they came out with aluminum ones. Oh well, I got the plastic. I'll deal with it. So, I got it high enough so I can grab this bucket, pull it out of the way, put another bucket under there, lickety split. When the thing fills up with sand, no problem. Okay, the first night I tested it with just one of these tubes, this 1.5 inch, and to transfer the water from one end to the other, it didn't transfer enough water, and that bucket over flooded, made one hell of a mess in my garage. So I had to make another one. Between the two of them, it does go ahead and pump enough water. I've got a screen on this side, you know, to kind of, as it's, you know, what sand it does pull over, it's going to go ahead and hit the screen before it goes into the pump. Now I did put a screen on the outside of that bucket because air bubbles kept going down underneath there and getting up into those tubes, and that starts messing with the suction quality of that passover tube. Well, here in a few minutes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fire up. And I'm going to go ahead and run that bucket right there. Now, I did spike it. I spiked it with just some, probably 2 grains of sub 400, 200 to 400 gold. I spiked with only 2 grains. Ain't going to be darn much gold in there. I mean, we're talking grains, not grams. There ain't going to be hardly no gold in this. Well, we're going to go ahead and run it through and And if I get it done fast enough and thorough enough, I'll show you what I capture out of the gold hog matting, and then what I capture out of each one of the trays. I'll probably just wash the trays right into a gold pan and see what kind of black sands we have and what kind of gold we got. Until later, Reese is signing off. Riveting gold footage. How about we sing you a song, huh? We're going to sing you a song. You want me to sing you a song? Well, it ain't exactly my song. It's my brother's song. My brother, he was out there in the Harris River all by a lonesome, and there was black bears playing in the creek, and there was salmon jumping in the rivers. And he was over there right beside an old damn mining cave right there at the Harris River. He heard an echo down in the hole. That old echo, it kind of went like this. Oh, the ghost of old miners. They hike mountains untold. Them ghosts of old miners. Search glaciers untold. The ghosts of old miners, they dug on them holes. Them ghosts of old miners had wagons to load. Ghosts of old miners, they had ship full of gold. Them ghosts of old miners, did you leave me some gold? Yeah, I ain't exactly got all the verses down on that. It ain't exactly catchy. I kind of wish I had me a juice harp, man. If I had a juice harp, maybe I'd play a juice harp with the darn song. Then again, I'm not exactly the singing type of person, if you know what I mean. Especially when you ain't got a tune that's got no tunes to it. Yeah, the old boys are kind of giving me a hard time. They're saying, hey man, what about the pirates? Hey, mateys. I don't know about the mateys. I ain't got no goddamn pigeon on my shoulder. Or the yo-ho-ho. But I can handle the bottle of rum, yeah. So I'm not the biggest fan of rum. Every now and then I do enjoy a bit of the potato juice, man. I think them Russians, they drink that potato juice, man. That vodka in me goes along real smooth every now and then. Old Doc's only talking about that Georgia whiskey coffee. Well, shit, that's for sissy old guys, man. I'm still going for it. You know what I mean. That's probably why I'm being so damn mouthy right now. Well, rather than bore you guys with the whole rest of this video, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down, and I'm going to keep on shoving sand into this son of a gun. What do you think of that, huh? Let's get the money. Get the money, Rusaw. Well, and there it is. To give you an idea, most of this stuff right here that you can kind of see right on the end of this thing, if it'll focus, is actually gold. It's very, very ultra fine gold, but it is gold. There's a bit of a few pieces right through there. Like I say, there's not going to be very much gold in this at all. But I'm going to see what kind of gold is in my gold hog mat and gold cube. And I'm going to see how many cons are in the two of them together. Dun, 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 dun. Hey everybody, here's the top tray of the gold cube. I don't see any visible gold, but I didn't think I would anyways. We'll have to wait till I get a big monster cleanup to see any visible gold. That's how much cons are in that son of a gun. A few cons. Just the top tray. Now, oddly enough, the second tray don't have near as many cons in it. Not sure why. I don't know. Maybe my friends have used the gold cube lots can tell me why the second tray has hardly no cons in it, whereas the first one had quite a bit. And a little public service note message from Razor. Just because I'm a lazy son of a bitch. One of the things I got to say about the gold cube is kind of a pain in the ass to clean. You got to get the outdoor sprayer in a big tub. You're risking making a big mess out in here in the garage. Everybody knows the garage space is at a premium. And, well, you can very carefully try to hose it out, and you're going to make a mess in the garage if you're not careful. So, that's another thing about the gold cube. I got to dump it in this big bucket, and then I got to dump it into a gold pan. Anyhow, it'll be me ranting and raving, but I think for what it's going to gain me, it's worth it. And here it is. You can kind of see the gold up there at the top. Did a little bit of swish back. This is in the gold hog matting. Okay. Visibly see quite a bit of gold. Okay. Now, granted, this is all sub 100 gold. It's nothing major. Okay, now this first thing of the gold cube, if you're real careful, you can kind of see a faint edge along that very top edge. There's a faint edge of some sub 400 gold, probably. And there ain't very much of that in there, but this is not panned all the way down to nothing either. And then gold pan number 3, I don't know if that gold that you can kind of see on that one is gold or if it's just leftover schmeg from my crappy pan that's all wore out. There's a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of gold in that along the top edge. But they ain't dang much. That's in that gold. That's in the second matting system. So, gold hog mat, shitload of gold. First thing, the first gold cube, there's a little bit of gold. You can kind of see it. That's a little bit of the losses out of the gold hog matting. The third one, I think the only thing you're seeing actually is just kind of a few fine smegs, maybe out of a crappy gold pan that might have been left in there. I don't know. So, anyhow, yo, buddy Razors, I'm looking for gold, playing with it, you know. Me and the Ghost of Old Miners, we're looking for gold. Because the Ghost of Old Miners, I know they left me some gold. Catch you later. Okay, so I pulled out 20 gallons of water, siphoning from the 5-gallon bucket. I dumped the 5-gallon bucket in that one, left it in there, built the water level up. It slowly but surely equalized, and then I turned the pump on, and I've been putting 5-gallon buckets in here and pumping the water out. At 20 gallons, I've still got probably 5 gallons left, but the surface tension broke on that and allowed air to go up in both those tubes, so the siphon feature from one tub to the other broke its siphon, so I can't get no more water out of it than that. So at that point I have to either pump it down individually or pick it up and carry it outside, which I ain't packing shit. Well, guys, I'm kind of having a little bit of brain fart here. I noticed that the first tray had a hell of a lot of cons to go ahead and go through, and the bottom one didn't. I asked that question earlier, like why does the top one have a lot of cons and the bottom one doesn't? Might be because I'm trying to dump the water into the slick plate, and it's losing velocity. You know, because it's got to go splat here and it's spread out. It don't have no velocity by the time it goes down into that first drop zone. That's why it don't have that, you know, it don't have the full potential of that first thing. So the water don't have the initial velocity that it would have if it was flowing this direction. So the water velocity is slower than what it's supposed to be with a gold cube. But by the time it gets into the second thing, then it starts to speed up and it actually makes it a faster run. So the second one actually operates the way it should be, because this run gained the velocity that this one needed to be fully active before it went into the bucket. Hypothetically, I think I'm right. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Science is not my big forte. Well, guys, I've enjoyed my evening. I had a darn good time tonight. I ran my entire new setup there with the multi-sluice. Got my Crony Club sticker on the end there, you know. I pan for gold. This machine has caught a lot of gold in the last 2 years. Now, my lovely wife bought me a gold cube. Now I've got the gold cube at the end. I'm going to be learning how to do that. You know, hobbies are a fun thing. It gives us something to do. It's good, clean fun. And looking for gold and prospecting, hey, you're making money. I don't care if it's just a wee little tiny bit of gold. And I get a lot of wee little tiny gold. But anyhow, I ran this all through there. I knew there was gold in there, and I salted a little tiny bit, you know. And there was some gold left over from when they were just good tailings. These were good tailings. I knew they were good tailings. We ran a lot of gold through this damn thing this year. A little bit of a secret here. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to be sending this thing to somebody, and he'd be a wee member of the Cronies Club. I'm going to kind of know what the weights are. I'm going to go ahead and finish panning everything out. I'll know what all three of them pans are, and I'll be all pan it. Now, the person that's going to be getting this, let's see them sit there on the gold pan, and you get this gold out of there, just like I did, and hey, then you're a good crony. Not to be a prick, but this is going to be a good experiment. Go ahead and send somebody some raw dirt that I know is a pain in the ass to pan. And let's see you get the gold out there. Practice, practice, practice. Everybody else asks questions, what do you do with mining? Or how do you get into gold prospecting? It all starts and ends with a gold pan. And yeah. This will be a fun gold pan to run. I'm going to do it. And why am I going to do it? Because it's fun. It's something to do. And to all your my YouTube friends and my gold prospector space, Gold Hog, and Facebook. I got quite a few Facebook friends. And happy Thursday. Happy Thursday, folks. It's a Thursday.